representing the Cape Cod Fighting Alliance, he is the beast from Hollywood East, Michael the Hammer Mulligan.
City, baby! Triangle City!
Hello folks, Michael the Hammer Mulligan here with Michael LOCO LOBO Grex. What's up, Michael?
What's up, Mike?
Welcome back. It's been a while.
Good to be here, brother.
Got a lot of stuff stirring today.
Oh yeah.
What do we got? We got this Saturday night. Shane, the future Mulligan, enters the ring for the first time on a full-out punch fest, right?
Yeah.
We got a kickboxing match, Muay Thai.
Yeah. Amateur Muay Thai exhibition.
Yep.
Against a 32-year-old guy, so it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be fun. The guy's from the Pound in Wareham.
Yep.
Shane, of course, is from CCFA, lineage through Sit Yard Tom.
Sit Yard Tom.
Little banana jiu-jitsu thrown in there.
Yeah. 17-year-old kid that fights like a grown man, so it's going to be an interesting fight. I hope this guy's ready.
And he does train with grown men.
Absolutely.
A real UFC, well, yeah.
I wouldn't put him in there if he wasn't ready. He's ready to go, man, so it's going to be a good fight. I hope this cat's ready. I doubt he will be, but we'll see what happens.
Oh, geez. We'll see. Hey, you know, it's MMA. Anything could happen.
Anything could happen. Anything could happen.
What's the next fight coming to town, Mike?
Cage Titans.
First of all, Mike had a great fight. We watched. He had a great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu match. He had a super fight in the cage at CFX in the Jungleplex a week or so ago. Yeah. And he didn't win the fight, but he came up. It was just a solid, perfect performance. It was two guys, highly skilled, both black, just greatly skilled guys in here going at it for 10 solid minutes, one round. And Mike was the aggressor in the match. The guy got the better of him because he played it safe, but that's all right. He
passed my guard. He passed my guard 2 times,
and that's
but I regained it back. So it wasn't for submission only. So like I said to Gary, good point for you, Hammer, is the next fight is when we'll touch base on those submission fights. Got to be to the finish.
Right.
Because what happens is, and I would do the same thing. I got to be honest with you. If I pass somebody's guard and get a couple points, I'd be ahead of the game, so I kind of coast.
Right.
For the 10 minutes. But what happens is it makes for a boring fight. Yeah. And I'm not taking nothing away from
Wasn't
my
that
opponent.
boring, though? I mean, watching you, for a lot of people, it's going to be boring because they don't understand Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. They don't understand the fine art. They just see two guys lying in a pile like cordwood. They don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but there was a lot of people that know, that are in the know that there was a lot of activities. Right. There was some, Pete Jeffries is high-level Jiu-Jitsu guy, and he's been doing this a long time, and there was serious movement going on in there.
Nice. Nothing like a serious movement. So, back to CFX. So what do we got? No, Cage Titans.
Cage Titans. July 27th.
Yep, Memorial Hall.
Memorial Hall.
Our hometown of Plymouth, Massachusetts.
An excellent place to, one of the best places in the whole.
You know, look, you go in there, you're gonna get tickets to go there, right? And I suggest you go get tickets and see this fight. You can get them at the door. You can get them online. You know, I suggest also that if you know a fighter, please buy the tickets from the fighter if you're gonna get a ticket. You know, because that is how they make their money. So if anybody was gonna go to a fight, they would probably want to get them from somebody that they know. That way, that person, you know. This isn't UFC where they get millions of dollars for jumping in there and, you know.
Sure. Support the fighters.
Support the fighters. Support your local fighter.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Got some good fights that night.
What's up?
Okay, I know 2 definite highlight fights on the card.
Yep.
We got Jimmy Davidson from City Tong.
Yep.
Fighting Jimmy Collins from Team Aggression in Kimura, I believe.
Nice.
One of Steve Bakari's students. Steve's a friend of mine from many years ago. He's a really good boxing coach. I believe a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. And of course, Joe Lazon will be in Jimmy's corner.
Beautiful.
Jimmy just lost at Reality Fighting in Mohegan Sun, so I'm sure he's hot to get a win back. He lost it from a kid. I think the kid's name was Jeremy Ross, but I could be wrong, but I think that was his name.
Yeah.
And he got caught in a guillotine, I think. And Jimmy Collins is a really good fighter, and Jimmy Davidson's an awesome fighter too. So you're going to see two high-level wrestlers with good stand-up and decent jiu-jitsu are going to be colliding in there, and I believe that's for a title, 155 title.
It's very rare that you find two equals, you know, that go in there with the same game, the same, you know, skills. So
you got
nice.
Jimmy's undefeated. Jimmy Davidson is undefeated, and Collins kid, I think he just got one loss on his record now. That was his only loss. So you're going to have some two high-level guys going. That's going to be a really, really good fight.
Who else?
And then we got an awesome fight online with Chip Marazza-Palad, the surgeon. The surgeon from CCFA, who's basically been called out by the TPS team from Ricardo, the Water Buffalo George.
Is that really his
name? That's his nickname, the Water Buffalo. I don't know why they call him the Water Buffalo. I guess I know he's a really good kid, Ricardo.
Yeah.
But this guy, and I know the coach is a real good guy, but the guy that the mouth in the team is Mike Strazier, and he's just a mouth. And hey, it's all in fun.
Was he the instigator?
Oh yeah, he's like me. So we're both instigators. So
you ain't that much of an instigator. I'm the instigator.
Yeah, but the difference between me and Mike Strazier is that I actually get in the cage and fight.
Oh, so you actually do some.
Yeah, and Mike talks a lot of BS and doesn't.
It's kind of like.
Sorry, Mike, but that's just how it is.
It's kind of like Florian's brother over there yelling in the background.
Screaming and
yeah,
whatever. But this guy's a classic, but whatever. But I guess here's the problem. Chip was at the CES show and fought Keith Jeffries, who's Pete's brother, and Keith wasn't a ranked fighter at the time, but people don't realize Keith and Pete Jeffries have been around for a long time. And you got guys, just because they're not ranked top 10 don't mean they're good fighters. And Chip fight, a lot of people think
they're bad fighters.
No, exactly.
Right.
So what this guy Mike TPS has seen, he's thought Keith was like probably a tomato can or something, which he's definitely not. And he wasn't a ranked fighter, and Chip could have had that fight. That fight could either way. That's another thing. I don't want to get into it, but let's just put the scoring in Rhode Island was a little, how do you say, little off. So whatever, no worries. That doesn't present the fact that Keith's an awesome
I must
fighter.
say this though. I must say, watching that fight and watching Chip, I thought Chip had it, but I must say this: he is very respectful when that fight was over. I mean, a lot of guys would have flipped out over that decision.
Chip's a professional, and I think I handled myself good too. I wasn't happy either. But I'll tell you right now, Ricardo George is in for a long night, July 27th, because I guess Mike TPS thinks that they've seen something they can beat Chip. So we're going to see it. You know, anything can happen in this.
And it's a good move for them to try and do this, because
it is.
If they happen to win, they're fighting a top-level fighter in Chip. So if they happen to win, that's a good notch in his belt. You know what I mean? Chip's been away for 2 years fighting out in New Jersey, everywhere else. You know, he hasn't been here. So.
King of the Cage. He's fought Greg Soto. Here's the difference. Here's the difference between Chip and Ricardo. And this ain't a slight on Ricardo, because he's a good fighter. Chip's fought the best guys. His losses, he's 6-4. His losses are from the best guys in the Northeast, and there's been a lot of fights that I don't say he should have won them all, but they were very close. Yeah. And Ricardo's just fought local guys, taking nothing away from him. Chip's fought UFC and King of the Cage veterans. You're gonna see that July 27th, that level of thing, and. I'm looking for a really good fight between those two guys tonight. I mean, Ricardo's a tough kid, so, hey.
And if you've never seen Chip Pollard fight, this is your opportunity. If you're local, obviously, this is your opportunity to be able to see him at Memorial Hall on
July 27th.
July 27th. It's going to be a great match.
Bill Mahoney's fighting that night.
Oh, man. Bill the Madman. He's a technician. Yep. He's on the ground. He's just amazing. I love that guy. Now, that's a super fight, or is that a fight?
No. That's an MMA fight. He's fighting John Downey. I don't know what John's going to do with Bill, but Hey, I'm just, I just calls him as I see him.
I calls him as I see him.
Yeah, Bill's a veteran, a wily veteran. He's the him and Scott Locke out of the brains behind South Shore Sport Fighting.
Yep.
And Bill's a great trainer, and he's I tell you, man, no gi guy. He's one of the top guys.
He's amazing.
And
he's funny too because he walks into the cage and he doesn't look like he's gonna burn the house down when he walks into the cage. He's got a pair of shorts with a smiley face on him.
Yeah.
He's got his brother's socks on. You know what I mean? He just really doesn't look like he's
He's
gonna
dangerous,
old
baby.
ripped up T-shirt, no super shirts, nothing. He's just
And there's a little story behind this fight with John Downey and Bill Mahoney is that they've been going back and forth on Facebook.
These guys write books on Facebook.
Yeah, they've been badgering each other, and I think Bill's telling everybody he's going to probably cripple him, and
I think he said he was going to break his arm and knock him out.
And John Downey says he's going to knock him out. I got to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know John well. I know Bill. I've trained with Bill, and I got a history with Bill I've trained with him many times. John Downey's got his work cut out for him. I don't know how he's going to plan on winning.
If you see South Shore Sport Fighting, also that's their school, show up at where you're fighting, you know that you got to fight before.
Yeah, they're bringing a good.
They're bringing right. They're like CCFA. They're like, you know what I mean. They're just one of the higher level schools.
Oh,
they're not just one of the bottom feeders. You know, they're a higher level school.
And there's there's a couple other fighters from South Shore Fighting, and like I said, Mike Pulvier doesn't give the fight cut out till the night before, so we're kind of speculating on some of the fights going to take place. But those are the 3 fights I know that are going to take place, and that right there is worth its admission.
Yep.
And they're going to be some great fights that night. And I love Plymouth Memorial Hall, and
it's
just a great place. A lot of memories for us.
If you go, I'm telling you, you can sit on the floor, you can sit on the top balcony, but if you sit in the middle balcony, right, the lower balcony, you're sitting there and you're looking directly into the cage. It's the best view in the house. I prefer that over being on the floor.
There really isn't a bad seat in the place.
No, it's not big enough to have a bad seat. There's nothing blocking your view. It's just a great location.
It's like I don't mean to interrupt you, but it's like a Coliseum.
It is.
It's the Coliseum. You're like a gladiator, and it's the Coliseum right there. I fought there many times. I fought there 4 times.
I fought behind there.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. Maybe me and Mike Strazier can fight behind the building after the fight.
There you go. A fight after
Just
the
kidding,
fight.
Mike. Just kidding.
Mike.
Not.
Easy, Mike.
Having fun.
Mike, we don't pick on Mike. He don't fight.
Okay.
Does he train?
Probably not.
Does he wear a dress?
Good question.
Does he watch gladiator movies?
I don't know, but I know that's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good fight. So, and I know, like I said, I'm sure Mike Pulvier always puts on a really great card. So there's gonna be some good fights on that card.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Real good kid.